The experimental era. All right, let's go way back. The 1930s were the beginnings of TV in America, but it wasn't even close to looking like what you know it as. TVs were rare, expensive, and honestly, kind of weird. Most homes didn't even have TV sets yet. People still gathered around radios waiting for shows or news to play. What TV did have back then were live broadcasts, things like news, sports, or experimental short programs. These early attempts were mostly local, low quality, and full of technical hiccups. Seriously, think of this as the pre-beta version of TV. Imagine your TikTok crashing every time you open it. That's basically what early television was like. People vibed with the idea, even if the execution wasn't great. But by the end of the 40s, we were seeing major upgrades. Real shows started popping up, paving the way for bigger productions. The golden age of TV era. Welcome to the 1950s, the first time TV really hit its stride. It wasn't just an invention anymore. It was the thing that shaped American life. Homes across the country started buying TVs, and now people were scheduling their lives around their favorite programs. This era introduced iconic TV shows like I Love Lucy, The Honeymooners, and live dramas on programs like Playhouse 90. These shows were huge cultural moments. Comedy was goofy and relatable, while dramas stayed gripping and live. Think of it like the OG Netflix, when you couldn't just press play on the next episode. You had to tune in at 8 p.m. sharp, or you missed it entirely. Wild, right? Families weren't just watching shows. They were bonding over them. It started creating what people now call water cooler moments, where everyone talked about TV at work the next day. The color and style era. Enter the 1960s, where things started to literally pop, because color TV took off. Gone were the days of black and white programs. Now, people could see their favorite shows in bright, bold colors. It was a total game changer. Along with the tech upgrades, stories expanded too. Magical and fantastical shows like Bewitched and The Addams Family became super popular, letting audiences escape from the real-world craziness of the era. Meanwhile, science fiction hits like Star Trek gave us space travel and exploration, breaking away from overly traditional family setups. It was kind of like getting your first iPhone. Suddenly, you couldn't imagine how you survived without it. America was all about breaking free and imagining the impossible, and TV reflected that. The grit gets real era. The 1970s arrived, and TV decided it was time to get real. No more fluffy laughs and only wholesome family stuff. Now, shows were tackling issues like race, gender equality, and economic struggles. Programs such as All in the Family didn't just entertain. They challenged viewers to think about what was really going on in the world around them. The stories got more raw, more personal, and socially aware. Remember how some TikTok trends call out big issues? Shows in the 70s did something similar, but with characters instead of creators dancing. It was about making people feel something deeper, beyond just laughs or shock value. The sitcom era. By the time the 1980s rolled around, TV decided everyone needed something goofy, lighthearted, and fun. This era was dominated by sitcoms that made families laugh and cry together without being too serious. Shows like The Cosby Show, Cheers, and Family Ties got America hooked. You know how people have comfort shows? Well, these were comfort shows for the 80s generation, the equivalent of reruns of Friends or Brooklyn Nine-Nine today. Think of this era like the warm hug you get when your favorite playlist comes on. Everything felt familiar, cozy, and kinda predictable, but in a good way. Meanwhile, cable TV exploded, giving audiences tons more channels and options. People started flipping through channels for entirely new types of content, like MTV giving music videos nonstop. TV drama era. Let's talk the 90s, aka the era where TV drama got a serious glow-up. First off, shows like The X-Files took things to a whole new edgy level. Imagine this: mysterious government conspiracies, creepy aliens, and an iconic duo, Mulder and Scully, that had everyone shipping before shipping was even a thing. It wasn't just entertainment. It was a cultural phenomenon. People tuned in religiously to see what out-of-this-world mystery would unfold next. And let's be real, trust no one became the official mantra for anyone hooked on the show. But the 90s weren't just about aliens and conspiracy theories. This was also the golden age of medical dramas, and one show ruled them all: ER. This wasn't just a medical show. It was a full-blown event. You'd sit down expecting a few sniffles, and suddenly you're being hit with tear-jerking plot twists and heart-pounding action. George Clooney alert, anyone? Yeah, Clooney became a household name and everyone's fictional crush, thanks to his role as Dr. Doug Ross. ER wasn't just popular, it basically invented appointment TV. You had to watch live or risk being totally left out of the buzz at schools or work. These dramas weren't just shows. They were proof that TV could be as gripping and emotional as any blockbuster movie. There were stakes, emotional depth, and iconic characters that are still talked about today. The 90s drama game, unmatched, and fans were all in every single week. It wasn't just about drama, though. It was also the rise of reality TV. Yes, this is where it all started. Shows like Survivor and The Real World pulled fans into real-life chaos and competition. If you've ever been obsessed with seeing people win wild challenges, it has its roots here in the 90s reality boom. TV started giving audiences drama that felt both scripted and raw, but heavily edited. Streaming and peak TV era. Fast forward to today, and TV is in a whole different league, thanks to one game-changing concept: streaming. Platforms like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and HBO Max let you watch entire seasons at once. No timers, no waiting, just binging on demand. Around the 2010s, peak TV became the norm. What does that mean? Basically, TV started looking like the movies. Big budget shows with A-list actors and cinematic production. Programs like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, and Stranger Things became industry landmarks. You didn't watch shows, you got obsessed with them. Social media helped shows blow up overnight as clips, memes, and fandoms grew fast. You know how you feel like you have to finish every episode in one sitting so nobody spoils it? Yeah, this era gave birth to FOMO-driven TV culture. On top of mastering scripted content, reality TV held its ground and went totally glam in ways that nobody could have seen coming. First off, let's talk about the Kardashians, the family that basically defined reality TV as we know it. Their show isn't just about their lives, it's about drama, luxury, and enough jaw-dropping moments to keep the internet buzzing for days. Seriously, their reach goes beyond TV. It's like they're running a never-ending sequel with their social media presence, businesses, and iconic quotes. But that's not all. Cooking competitions like MasterChef turned dinner time into prime time, making us care deeply about plating techniques or amateur chefs facing off in intense kitchen battles. Have you ever craved a souffle after watching Gordon Ramsay critique one? Yeah, that's same for me. Last but definitely not least, dating shows like Love is Blind took matchmaking and melodrama to new heights, proving that reality TV doesn't just survive, it thrives by giving audiences rollercoaster emotions and guilty pleasure moments. Drama levels? Off the charts. From live broadcasts to binge-worthy dramas and reality chaos, TV has evolved into something bigger than just entertainment. It defines culture, trends, and the way we bond over shared stories. So, what's your favorite TV era? Are you all about the old-school sitcoms, prestige dramas, or just vibing with Netflix originals? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into what moves culture forward. Catch you next time.